A reading from the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 39. The Scholar. Not so with one who concentrates his mind and his meditation on the law of the Most High. He delves into the wisdom of all the ancients. He occupies his time with the prophecies. He preserves the discourses of famous men. He spends time on the niceties of parables. He researches into the hidden sense of proverbs. He ponders the obscurities of parables. He enters the service of princes. He is seen in the presence of rulers. He travels in foreign countries. He has experienced human good and human evil. He sets his heart on rising early for the Lord his Creator. He prays before the Most High. He opens his mouth in prayer and makes entreaty for his sins. If such be the will of the great Lord, he will be filled with the spirit of intelligence. He will shower forth words of wisdom and in prayer give thanks to the Lord. He will direct counsel and understanding. He will ponder the Lord's hidden mysteries. He will display the instruction he has received, taking his pride in the law of the Lord's covenant. Many will praise his intelligence, and it will never be wiped out. His memory will not disappear. For generation after generation, his name will live. Nations will proclaim his wisdom. The assembly will celebrate his praises. If he lives long, his name will be more glorious than 1,000 others. And if he dies, that will satisfy him just as well. Praise for the works of God. I shall explain more of my reflections. Yes, I am as full as the moon at the full. Listen to me, devout children, and blossom like the rose that grows on the bank of a watercourse. Give off a sweet smell like incense. Flower like the lily. Spread your fragrance abroad. Sing a song of praise, blessing the Lord for all his works. Declare the greatness of his name. Proclaim his praise with song and with lyre, and this is how you must sing his praise. How wonderful the actions of the Lord! Whatever he orders is done at the proper time. You must not say, "What is this? Why is that?" At the proper time, everything will be thought out. At his word, the water stops and piles up high. At his voice, the watery reservoirs take shape. At his command, whatever he wants is done. No one can block his saving power. All human works are open to his gaze. Nothing can be hidden from his eyes. His gaze stretches from eternity to eternity, and nothing can astonish him. You must not say, "What is this? Why is that?" For everything has been made for a purpose. As his blessing covers the dry land like a river and soaks it like a flood, so wrath is his legacy to the nations, just as he has turned fresh waters to salt. His ways are as smooth for the devout as they are full of obstacles for the wicked. Good things were created from the beginning for good people, just as bad ones were for sinners. The prime needs of human beings for living are water and fire, iron and salt, wheat flour, milk and honey, the juice of the grape, oil and clothing. All these are good for those who are good, but turn out bad for sinners. Some winds have been created for punishing. In his fury, he has strengthened them as scourges. On the day of doom, they will unleash their violence and appease the wrath of their Creator. Fire and hail, famine and death have all been created for punishing. Wild animals' fangs, scorpions, vipers, the avenging sword for the ruin of the godless, all of them delight in discharging his orders. Ready on earth when the need arises, and when their time comes, they will not disobey his command. That is why I was determined from the outset, why I have pondered, and why I have written. The works of the Lord are all good. When the time is right, he supplies every need. You must not say, "This is worse than that," for in due time everything proves its worth. So now, sing with all your heart and voice and bless the name of the Lord. The word of the Lord. A reading from the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 40, the foreboding of death. A hard lot has been created for human beings. A heavy yoke lies on the children of Adam, from the day they come out of their mother's womb till the day they return to the mother of all. The preoccupation and fear of the heart is the anxious foreboding of the day of death. From the one who sits on a glorious throne to the wretch humbled in dust and ashes, from the one who wears purple and a crown to the one dressed in sacking, all is fury and jealousy, turmoil and unrest, fear of death, rivalry, strife. And even in the night, at rest on a bed, sleep only gives a new twist to the worries. With little or no repose, tormented in dreams as in broad daylight, one is troubled in the visions of the mind, like a fugitive from a battle, waking up at the moment of need, amazed that there was nothing to be afraid of. For all creatures, human and animal, and for sinners 7 times as much, there is death, and blood and strife and the sword, disasters, famine, affliction, plague. These things were all created for the wicked, and because of them came the flood. All that comes from the earth returns to the earth, and what comes from the water returns to the sea. Various maxims. All bribery and injustice will be blotted out, but good faith will stand forever. Ill-gotten wealth will dry up like a torrent, as a great thunderclap rings out in a storm. Joy will come to the open-handed, but by the same token, sinners will finally come to ruin. The sprigs of the godless will not make many branches, tainted roots on hard rock. The reed that grows by every lake and river's edge is uprooted before any grass. Generosity is a very paradise of blessing, and almsgiving endures forever. Comparisons. A life of independence and hard work is sweet, but better than either is one who finds a treasure. Children and the founding of a city perpetuate a name, but better than either is a blameless wife. Wine and music cheer the heart, but better than either is the love of wisdom. Flute and harp add sweetness to a song, but better than either is a melodious voice. The eye longs for grace and beauty, but better than either is the green of spring corn. friend or comrade at the right time is, but better than either is a wife and husband. Kindred and allies in times of distress, but better than either when almsgiving comes to the rescue. Gold and silver steady your feet, but better than either is good counsel. Money and strength lift the heart, but better than either is the fear of the Lord. With fear of the Lord, nothing is lacking, no need to seek for other help. Fear of the Lord is like a paradise of blessing, a better protection than the highest repute. On begging, my child, do not live by sponging off others, better be dead than be a sponger. A life spent in eyeing someone else's table cannot be accounted a life at all. Other people's food defiles the gullet. A wise, well-brought-up person will guard against this. Begging may sound sweet in the mouth of a sponger, but a fire is burning in the belly. The word of the Lord.